Frosty Jr. by Carson Abrahamson. So, you are wondering how snowman meiosis works in terms of your unborn son? Well, in body cells, a process called mitosis, cells split off and create identical copies of one another, including the number of chromosomes, which in a snowman's case is 60. These are diploid cells, but when cells are creating sex cells, or gametes, they undergo a process called meiosis, which reduces the chromosome number to 30 in each cell, resulting in what's known as a haploid cell. This is done because when the gametes are combined through fertilization, the resulting cell, called a zygote, restores the chromosome number back to the original 60. If instead the snowman's body had 60 chromosomes in each gamete, the resulting cell would have 120 chromosomes, which would be detrimental to the development of the zygote. Meiosis also helps the zygote receive an equal amount of mother and father alleles. The structure of DNA is like a long, twisted ladder called a double helix. Along the sides of this double helix are phosphates, and in between those are sugars, which are connected directly to the nitrogenous bases. These bases are thymine and adenine, which pair, and guanine and cytosine, which also pair. The bases influence the type of amino acids, and these amino acids are what contribute to traits such as mood of soul. For a snowman to have the trait jolly, happy soul, the DNA must be first transcribed onto an mRNA, because the normal DNA cannot travel outside the nucleus, for it is too big. The RNA has all of the usual coding, G for C, C for G, A for T, except instead T for A, it is U for A. Once into the cytoplasm, the mRNA must go to a ribosome to be translated into specific amino acid chains which determine the traits. If a substitution occurred in the 8th codon, it would be detrimental to the entire sequence because this codon usually codes for stop, and without this the entire system would be thrown off. The chances of Frosty Jr. having the grumpy, sad soul trait are 1 in 4, or 25%. I've determined this because Hope has the disorder, which means both of you are carriers of this trait since it is a recessive disorder. Therefore, the chances of Frosty Jr. receiving this trait is 25%. The probability of Frosty Jr. will have a button nose and being constructed of snow resistant to melting is 25%. This is because he is 50% likely to have a button nose due to the fact that Frosty himself has it and Carol is heterozygous. And because he is 50% likely to be constructed of snow resistant to melting. Therefore, with both of these at 50%, his chances of having both these traits are 25%. Frosty Jr.'s possibilities for non-Mendelian traits are 50% chance of A blood and 50% chance of B blood. This is due to the fact that Frosty has O blood, which is recessive, while Carol has AB blood, thus creating the equal opportunity for each A and B blood. Frosty Jr. will also have a dairy and gluten allergy due to the fact that Carol has a gluten allergy and Frosty has a dairy allergy, and both of these traits are examples of codominance, meaning that neither has full dominance over a trait.